Tucked away in the furthest northwest corner of the country is a battle, and it's brewing over what could have national, even international ramifications of the fate of the U.S. coal industry. Facing increased economic, political, and environmental pressure in the U.S., coal producers are now looking for ways to ship their product overseas. To do that, a Seattle company is proposing to build a huge port along the Pacific coast of Washington state in Whatcom County. Once completed, it could become the gateway for shipping some 48 million tons of U.S. coal to Asia every year. Standing in the way, the Whatcom County Council, a 7-member board that will vote on permits for the $600 million project. But here's the key. 4 of those seats are up for grabs in the next election, an election now drawing national attention. Coral Davenport is the energy and environmental correspondent for the National Journal. She wrote about this recently. She joins me now. She also has the greatest name in journalism. That if I were casting a movie and I needed a female reporter, they'd be named Coral Davenport.
Excellent.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Fascinating story here. A lot of outside interest groups are lining up for this fight. It seems to be a very much a microcosm of the environmental fights we see in general. But for a county race, we could be seeing millions upon millions of dollars.
We definitely will. Already, the League of Conservation Voters, which spent $14 million in the 2012 presidential elections, has this on their radar. Mm-hmm. On the other side, there is a coalition called the Alliance for Northwest Jobs and Exports, representing the largest coal companies in the U.S., Peabody, Arch Coal, major Washington lobbying groups, National Association of Manufacturers, National Mining Association. They're represented by Edelman, which is the largest PR firm in the world. These are groups that are already on the ground and engaging in Little Whatcom County about the fate of this terminal.
And one interesting thing is that folks who are running for this council have been sort of told not to talk about this issue, the main issue, because there will invariably be some sort of legal lawsuits. So it's kind of an interesting election where you have a ton of money pouring in and no one necessarily clearly knows what side the candidate is on.
It's a really quirky election. It's the kind of things that happens in small town politics. The board that will vote on it, the Whatcom County Council, 7-member board, it's a quasi-judicial board, so it's like a mini court. So if you think about the Supreme Court or a court, the voting members can't say which way they're going to go. They're supposed to, take in the information and then vote behind closed doors on what they're going to do. And so, these candidates are now running to sit on this board that is going to have really outsized influence on the coal industry, on U.S. trade relations with China. And the voters say, we don't know necessarily which position these candidates will take.
So this could be a 4-3 decision over a multi-million-dollar coal exporting facility. What about this sort of state politics in terms of the governor's level and how sort of the state senators look at this? I mean, are they prepared to sort of just give the power to the local jurisdiction, or is there anything they could do to perhaps stop it or advance it?
So that's what's so fascinating. The governor of Washington State, Jay Inslee, is very engaged on environmental issues, very engaged on global warming. He wants to move forward to end coal electricity in the state entirely. This is a huge issue for him. But based on the state and local charters, it actually is this county council that has outsized influence. So the state and even and federal levels aren't really getting involved because ultimately it's up to these 7 members from Whatcom County. So the governor won't really be able to have a say, even though we know what his view is. He can't step in.
That is remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. So literally one county person could be behind this. Last but not least, interesting element here, Native American tribe up there, the Lummi tribe. They're very outspoken against this, saying these are their ancestral lands. The coal would come through them. They could hurt the salmon population, which even non-Native Americans agree that they should protect the salmon up there. That's kind of the issue that Republicans and Democrats agree on in Washington State, is protect the salmon. How much influence do they have in this?
They will play a role. Their voice will be heard. Under federal law, tribes absolutely will have a say. The Army Corps of Engineers will have a say as well. But the biggest sort of outsize, ultimately will come down. Will come down to the county council, and I think these outside groups that are already weighing in to influence this.
Imagine some local county guy got hundreds of millions of dollars right in his hand or her hand. Unbelievable. Gordon Davenport, $1 million article, $1 million name. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.